Wish we had a picture here of Ruth holding her tire, the one she shot. Maybe we will have one of these days. Oh, there's plenty of snow here. Strasburger's house. These are ride and tie days. July 26th and 27th. They decorate the stores. This was ride and tie days. This is what we watched when we had GW. And I think that probably this roll of film should have went ahead of the other. But people come to town, they decorate the stores. Here is my sister Ruth. She should have been a movie star too. Look at that. She put that saddle on that horse, all dressed up. We all got old, except her. She still looks young. There's Dale, right there, get his stuff all cleaned up. Oh, there's Dennis. It's Dennis. Making Play It in the Mud. There's well, that's one of the boys. I think that's Dennis. Pull that horse along. Yep. There's Ruth. My sister Ruth. Ruth McLane at that time. Later Ruth Wise. I remember when she got that Palomino horse, it didn't amount to too much. But she worked with that thing till it got better and better and better. It was a good-looking horse. I heard she sold it for a pretty decent price, but of course McLane's never did do too good when it comes to selling things. It lets her take her bow. Okay, now we got Dennis and Dale. That horse. Her Palomino, I don't remember now what she called that thing at all. I just don't remember. I don't remember that one either. It was a quarter house. That was her first horse. Dad bought her for that. Bought that for her. And then, because the only thing I remember is he had to keep buying hay for the thing as long as he had it. It just stand out there most of the time. She'd go out and mess with it, but it sure was expensive. Dennis and Dale McLane. And Ruth McLane. And playing with that quarter horse. I think it's a quarter horse. And behind in the street out there was the Highway 13 that goes from Craig to Baggs, Craig, Colorado to Baggs, Wyoming, in the background there. Now they're going to a parade. They're going to go down to the parade, and so they're taking the horses. Got Ruth and Dale. They're going to ride right down the highway to the parade. And again, we have another parade. This is a different parade than the parade we had before. Different year. I didn't have any real reason to take these parade pictures. I just did it because I thought that was the thing to do. I wish I'd have taken more Ruth pictures and more Dale pictures and more Dennis pictures. Sure would be nice to have some of them old cars, though. Just scrap yards got them. At Moffat County High, that's where I went to school 3 years there. I didn't graduate there. I just went 3 years. And I actually graduated from Phoenix Union High School in Phoenix several years later. There's Davy Crockett Club. You had to shoot a bear to belong to that club. That was my first airplane right there. That was it. And there's Beverly and her little brother right there, and Doris and Dennis and Dale, and the woman in the middle was Anna Mae, would have been my first wife. Anna Mae, at that time, she had been Davidson, then she was McLean, and then at that time her name was Bergman. There's Dale helping me with the airplane, help me clean it up, polish it, and clean it. I didn't have a pilot's license then. I was still flying with a student ticket. I think I had passed my written and everything, but I just hadn't gone back and take my check ride. And but Dale, he sure was good. In fact, he would wash the wheels. He was good at that, washing things he could reach. He really cleaned stuff up. Hard-working little kid. Now this thing here is, we was salvaging some parts off of this. Was a wrecked one set out behind Eskridge's hangar there at Craig, and we needed some parts. The fellow that I was there with that went out in the back was named Lichtenhahn. There. That's Lichtenhahn right there in the coveralls. And he kept his airplane in there. It was called a Commonwealth. I'd like to have my health back. I wish I could play that country music backwards and get my health back, my car back, my airplane back. That was a 180 that was set over there. It was a beautiful airplane. I got the cowlings back on this thing, and I'm going to take it up and fly it around here in a little bit. There's Doris. I think somebody's out in the front here. I don't know who it is. It might be Lichtenhahn. There. Go ahead and warmed it up, and Doris is running the camera, and I take it up in the air. Now I'm going to go around a pattern and come back and land it here. Thing climbed pretty good for a runway's up a mile high, 5,800 feet or 5,200 feet. A little airplane like that, it run real good. She had to have some decent air. If it was too wet, it didn't fly good. You're too overloaded. What I did was touch down, and now I add power to it, pick the tail back up, and fly away. Okay. I shoot 2 or 3 of these here, and then I took it in and parked it, and we went did something else. I really didn't have any place to go. I just was cleaning the plane up. See? All right, we're building snowman here. There's Jimmy Paul, and I think that's Ruth. It is Ruth, building a snowman, Jimmy Paul. That's Jimmy Paul Herod. That's Howard E. Hageman right there, Howard E. Hageman. He came out to see Ruth. I think he was a friend of the family. See my dad's Ford truck out there. And I believe that's Jimmy Paul. There's a rabbit in the yard out there. This is in a place north of Craig at where George and Sue, my dad and mom, lived on Highway 13, about a mile out of town, or a half a mile. There's a beaver. You can see the beaver right there. If you make much noise, you can't see them anymore. You got to be really quiet because they like to swim underwater just as well as they do on top. They're hard to do anything with if they build their dams. Now I can't see this, but I think this is Lador or Irish Canyon. Well, let me look. Let me get another picture. Shoot this thing back here a little bit. Oh, she takes some pretty shots. Beautiful scenery. Beautiful. You can see this stuff. It just doesn't come out right on the transfer, but it's certainly pretty scenery. Looks like we got some cliffs over there. This is Lador. Absolutely. See, there's Hageman, I think, coming across that swinging bridge. This bridge is just suspended on cables. The other side is Colorado, but just past the other side a little ways is Utah. And one of the corners of Colorado, you either had to go around through Utah to get to it, or you had to use this bridge. Otherwise, it was not accessible from the Colorado side. That was Howard Hageman in that Nash. Hans Peak. Hans Peak, they'd done a lot of monitoring up there when they were mining for gold back. It's a very gold-rich country, but what I saw up there, it was a very fine gold, very hard to recover. But Hans Peak was famous in the gold rush. Yeah, this is Hans Peak area up here. Mom and Dad went up there to visit people they know called Sagers. And I think Sager's dad or his older brother there with them, staying with them. They had a store. They had a store up there at Hans Peak. Beautiful scenery up there. This is the store. I don't know what they call it. Pretty flowers. In the spring, my mother liked to take pictures of those flowers. And after being all winter in the snow, I don't blame her one bit. Need to have a... There, Vic Sager right there. My dad, George McLane. And this fellow, I believe, was Vic's dad. I'm not sure. I have to, because he had a brother, Andy. It could well have been Andy. Beautiful up there. High altitude. Sure pretty up there. Actually, it looks like Fish Creek Falls, but could have been, but they run it together with Hans Peak. I didn't see anything like this at Hans Peak, but it could well be. Used to be we could just go up to Fish Creek Falls and just go up there and mess around, walk around, throw stuff in the water. Last time I was by there, that big sign, big double highway going up there, so that yeah, everybody can go there to Fish Creek Falls now. Go to Hans Peak. Taking some more pictures of them flowers, a field full of flowers. Pretty. Probably up by Rabbit Ear Pass. Sure, a lot of pretty, oh, that's a clear crystal lake. I bet that's up on Rabbit Ear Pass. See the tree shadows in that? It's really clear to be able to see that forest upside down in that water. Mirror Lake, look at that. There's my dad, George McLean. You're going to catch him a little bit of a fish there, maybe. I don't know whether he got a fish or not. I wasn't there. Looks like we got a little deer here, several little deer. Those things blend together so much, the camouflage, they just turn out white sometimes. They transfer them over to the video. Lots of them. There they come. Across the road. Look at that. Bunches of them. Sue McLean, my mother, took a lot of pictures of animals and pretty things when she was in the mountains. She just loved nature and the way the things grow and mature in the spring, flowers, animals. Those things really impressed her. Oh, look, what's this now? The fact is, those pretty animals impressed me too. Looks like wagons. Uh-oh, here we got Bill McGuire. I think that's Bill McGuire. Trying to get these animals, their horses, Bill's shoulder. Push it right in there, Bill. Push it right in there. They're all loaded. I don't know where they're going. Oh, this is the county barn in Craig, Colorado. There's my sister's house is right next door. Looks like they're preparing for the parade. They're getting everybody ready here. Maybe that's not Bill McGuire. I don't know. They're waiting for the flow. There's waiting for the parade to start. There's Kathy. That's who that was. My cousin, Kathy. This is the parade at Craig, at Riding Tie. Where we were at in the beginning was in the staging area. I think my mother took those pictures. I certainly did not. And we got the beauty queens here and the band from Moffat County High. That was before the leash laws. It looks like we got a pooch running around there in the middle. It's somebody's little dog. Like the rodeo queens and the runner-ups. Is that Ruth? Could well be. That building, I think Jay Steincypher was in the process of taking that building down. Cub Scouts here. The brownies. right there. On the ground. Old 55, 56 Chevy. Oh, it's Studebaker. These things are like gold now. Yeah, they're just an old car. Looks like a nice load of lumber. Don't know who that is. I mean, I probably know him, but I just can't. Volunteer fire department. There she is, right there. There's Ruth. Got a contestant number on her hat. She should have been a movie star. There's no doubt about it. I don't know where they got the Indian. Craig never did have any Indians much. So they'd had to have come for the parade with the attire. They certainly weren't local. Got a bicycle built for two. Oh, look at that old Woody sitting there. As a prospector, I have a hat like that. I don't wear it too much because you can't hardly get it in a car. Say, I didn't do right. Looks like we got Standard Oil Company. Is that Standard? No. Pennsylvania. Craig Furniture. Some more Pioneers. Aha, we got some. I'm pretty sure they're not Federales. Must be Paceros. Yes, they had Paceros in. There's George McLane, Sue McLane, and all gathered up. He's got a mustache. My dad had a mustache. I seen it right there. My mother had her bonnet on. Here's a fireworks on the 4th of July. Somewhere. Lots of fireworks. Look at that. More fireworks. There's Ruth. I'm not sure who that is. The Jimmy Paul? Let me hold still a little bit so I can see him. I think that's Jimmy Paul. Yep, there he is. Ooh, it's Canada. Hey, that little door with the get in and out through the front. They weren't very popular. I see one once in a while, but they weren't very popular at all. They didn't go over too good. Hello, Ruth. Ruth, it looks like Ruth Carey and Jimmy Paul. Hayden, that's a tourist town 17 miles from Craig. Wish we had some tractor noise. There, Ruth, mount up. Hey, that's her first horse. Mount up there, Ruth. Okay, uh-oh, sugar. I might have known that horse wasn't trained. It was bribed. Looks like she got two little kids on her, probably Dale and Jimmy Paul. There it sits out there eating clods, dirt, snow. Strasburger's house. Back up on the hill there, Ray Peed lived up there. The one on the right is Smith's. Okay, what do we got here? We got somebody on a horse. Is that Ruth? She's worried, didn't want to get off in the mud. Look at that, I don't blame her. Here we go. What do we have here? There's Ruth and Dale and Jimmy Paul. Dale McLane, Jimmy Paul Herod, Ruth McLane at that time, later Ruth Wise, and her horse. That was her first horse. There's Dale and Jimmy Paul, a horseback. Right there. Dale and Jimmy Paul. That's Dale in the front, Jimmy Paul in the back later here. There's Ruth and Jimmy Paul. Right there. Okay, there's Basil Mays and two dogs. This is would be Ruth Bogert, Ruth Mays before that, but Basil. Ruth was a widow. This was her first husband. See them Airedales that climb that ladder? Look at that. He had two good Airedales. They were good Airedales. Uh-oh, they weren't trained, they were bribed. Well, okay. You gotta bribe Airedales, they're pretty hard-hitting. I don't think anybody got out of the car in the yard that they didn't want to get out. This is Ruth Mays. I've known Ruth Mays almost all my life. I remember because I played with her son Hugh. See, there's Basil playing catch with his dogs. We lived up at a place called Tiny Town. They lived in a cabin, and we lived in a cabin a little ways away. And I grew up playing. I was in the 6th grade, I think. I mean, 6 years old or 5 years old when I went there. And I played with her, Basil and Ruth's children from that time on. I've known them all those years. Now, this is some artifacts, I think, is over Ruth and Basil's. I can't name those things. Things are, lanterns and things that are just collecting. Looks like a side out of an old desk. Smile, Ruth. We're still pumping water there. She's still feeding chickens. I think she pumped water for the chickens. She's some good-looking chickens. Whenever we went to see Ruth and Basil, there was always plenty of stuff to eat there. Uh-oh, there's Dale. Now that's Dennis on his little horse. No. We got Jimmy Paul. I recognize that, I think. I can't hold still there long enough, I can tell. That's Jimmy Paul. Jimmy Paul on a rocking horse. Evidently, that's probably... There he is. He's got his wagon and a ball and his little coat and his hat. And his gloves. No gloves. Playing out in the mud there at Grandma's house, north of Craig. That's my Plymouth sitting there. That's Dale and Jimmy Paul. Well, looks like Beverly. What this is here is a Huck Finn Day, Craig, Colorado. They have here, they put water in that irrigation ditch and they stocked it with trout. And all of that was fine. And all the little kids were supposed to go down there and catch a fish. But when they run the water in the ditch, put the trout in, the worms all came out of the ground, and the trout fed on what was coming out of the ground, and the young children did not get any fish. They didn't have any, didn't catch any. As I say, nobody caught any all day. There, my dad fixing tires. Looks like he got Jimmy Paul there helping him. It's George McLean, Jimmy Paul Herod. That old Kaiser back there, I drove that thing to Georgia and back one time. Yeah, my dad, he fixed his own tires. He wouldn't pay somebody to fix them. He would knock them loose, dismount them, patch them, put them back together. He did this all his life. There's Howard Hageman, Jimmy Paul, playing there. It's like Howard has got him a garden. There's, I believe her name is Edna, that she's got some horns that Jimmy Paul's gonna I may be mistaken on that name. It just come real quick to me. Looks like there's Beverly. And Beverly and Jimmy Paul and Dale. And they're pushing Grandpa's lawnmower. I guess they got the motor running. Beverly's about 3 years older than Dale and Jimmy Paul. There's Lottie Mae and Doris. They each have their little kids, and Ruby. They're trading them around there. A Dale on the ground. Lottie holding Jimmy Paul. Dale. I think that's Dennis there that Ruth's holding. That's Jimmy Paul, Lottie Mae, Herod. Yeah, them little kids, they all look alike to me. Can't be a McLean, he's smiling. There's Dale. Deanna. Deanna Hinkle. Looks like the gates of the door right there. The Green River go right in there. Rabbit Ears Pass. My dad was driving about a 47 or 48 Ford pickup truck. It had been a V8, and he put a 6-cylinder in it, or it had been a 6 and he put a V8, I don't remember. I think he went from a V8 to a 6. Drove it for years. Had a bull's horn on her ornament that would light up. It had light in it that would light up the horns. Rabbit Ears Pass. Look at that snow. I love it. When I'm here in the sand and they're up there, it's a snowplow. They followed that snowplow along till they got to the garage where they pulled in and turned around. That's the state shop there on Rabbit Ear Pass. She was fascinated by this rotary snowplows that blow that. You know, there's no work to that. That machine does it all. What we were used to doing was shoveling. And then we didn't get a good job done. This thing just blew it away. Poof, it was gone. She tried to get around to where she could get this picture right into that thing, see how it worked. That thing just comes along and gobbles up that snow, blows it away, it disappears. They shut it off for the cars to go by. Thing just augers it right into the center and away it goes, right through the fan, and it's gone. Oh, this is the same Christmas tree fire that we saw earlier, only it happened to be on a different roll. It's on an entirely different roll. Now those are real snowbirds. Down here in Arizona we talk about snowbirds. There's a magpie. We talk about snowbirds when we see some tourists that come in, the little fat snowbird looking guy. But those are real snowbirds. There's Ruth's horse. Dad's truck. Call it a pickup there. The winter time, but there's enough thermals.